ability to force the turnovers and get some easy buckets off of that. And I give that team a lot of credit. They played hard to the very end. They played hard with people in foul trouble and people with, who were playing a lot of minutes, particularly their guards. And they showed, I thought, a lot of toughness and staying with it. And because they could have folded 10, when we took those 2 18-point leads, and they didn't. And I respect that. So, I'm just happy to have the win. I think that they have they know what they do best, and that's offensive rebound and throw the ball to the big kids. And so they were pretty bent on doing that. And it was a challenge when a team is that determined to get it, because it was like they crossed half court and they were trying to throw it to the big girls. It wasn't even like they were going to run anything. They were just going to cross half court and throw it to the big girls. So we had our hands full.
You always talk about defense leads to offense. It was like literally the case in that.
Yeah.
And I thought that's where the game changed too, right before halftime. You had like a minute and a half or even less than that, where you had, I think, 5 to 7 steals, a block shot, and that's where you got a bunch of easy layups. Is it nice for them to see, hey, when you do this, it leads to the easy baskets, and everything you preach, here it is?
Yeah, absolutely. But I also, the most coaches will tell you that the 2 most important stretches of the game, the end of the first half, beginning of the third quarter. And those are the places where we won the game. I thought that in the second quarter, first half, we finally got rewarded for our effort of staying on them and staying on them and staying on them and staying on them. And I thought they just got tired, and so we got all those quick steals, and that's a big part of our defensive philosophy. You may not steal it. Well, you won't steal it every time, but you're making somebody work, and you're making them work, and you're making them work, and you're chipping away until hopefully something cracks, and that's what happened.
And then when you get this version of Madison, obviously it's such a boost to the team. Is it, I don't know, is there a way to get more consistency there, or do you just take it when you can get it? Kind of how do you view what she's able to provide?
Well, I think that Madison is, I'm really happy to see the adjustment she made. She wasn't doing it with, the dinka, go this way, go that way, go this way, go that way, that she had become so dependent on. And so we've really been leaning on her hard, and it's been a difficult adjustment for her to shoot the ball, or shoot the ball in the gap, or shoot the ball when you're open on the perimeter. And then when you've got a nice clean drive, okay, then you take it. And I thought that's what she did beautifully tonight. I thought she took the open looks when she had them. She didn't hesitate. She shot several mid-range shots, which she's not going to blow past people. But a lot of times she'll be able to get that gap shot, and she got a lot of those. And then she was very smart about when to take it all the way to the rim, and when she got cut off, she made some nice passes. So she really played great, and she did a great job on the boards too. It makes such a difference when you've got, when we're trying to battle those big bodies underneath the basket, and we're boxing out, and to have somebody that like Madison will just come flying in and grab it, because that's what you need. Sometimes I think we look like we're playing that it's got to hit the ground first drill, and so she was getting in there and just flying at the ball and getting a lot of rebounds too. So yeah, she played great. Super important, because Milani's trying to climb out of her slump, and I thought she did a good job of doing what a good player should do when they're struggling. She found a way to get to the rim. She got herself to the free throw line. She played good defense, and she just kept her head. And I think against San Diego State, she was a little thrown by the fact she wasn't having a good night and didn't handle it as well. And I thought she handled it really well today.
And I was going to ask about Milani, the slump she's in shooting wise. Do you think that's just product of fatigue a little bit because she does have to work so hard as a smaller player?
Yeah, I think there's a possibility there, because her legs are so important to her shot, and because of her ability to elevate is so important to her shot. And I think that's a possibility, and we got to find a way. I mean, I'm trying to be, strategic with how I use her in practice and whatnot, because we do ask a lot of her. Um, but I also think, maybe that three she buried in that fourth quarter, maybe that'll, snap her out of it. So I thought, oh, there we go. There she is.
Okay. And then what is kind of the official update on Joe?
She's cleared for contact, and if she handles that okay, she sprained her MCL. She hasn't torn anything, but in which game was it? It was the last San Jose State game. She sprained her MCL. It's healing, and so we're just being real cautious. She wants to play. She wants to be able to contribute in any way that she can, and I mean, I feel like, gosh, if we can just to know she's there, if we can just get her healthy enough so that we know she's there, if the need is there, because Taylor Britt's really battling a very sore knee also, and that's why she didn't play very much tonight. I even wanted to start her because we were honoring the seniors, and she just said, I just don't have it. I just, so we need to limp into the, get to the end of the season.
What's the season been like for you? Because obviously you have nights like this, and then sometimes you don't. How are you handling kind of not knowing what you're going to be able to provide?
It's kind of a roller coaster. It's really difficult starting, not starting, but I just try to do what I can for my team when I'm given the opportunity, and some nights my shots fall. But I'm really just looking forward to next year when I have the time to improve and I can put time in this summer so I can be more consistent for my team.
But do you take pride in, your other, like one game you had 12 rebounds when I think you scored 2 points and something like that. Like, do you kind of have to make that adjustment of like, okay, some nights the offense isn't going to be there, but I've got to do X?
Yeah, 100%. Some nights it's rebounding, some nights it's defense, but it all just falls back to doing what I can when I can do it for the team and trying to help, because we have scorers. Last year we only had 2 girls that were really good scorers, but this year everyone can score, so I feel like it's not as needed from me right now.
Is it still a lot of fun when it is there?
Yeah, it is a lot of fun. It's a good reminder that I'm capable and that the team is capable of doing stuff like that.
And you guys had that stretch, especially at the end of the first half, where I think you had something like 5 steals as a team in a minute. And you had an 8-0 run, turned the game. Like, is that, obviously you guys preach defense. Like, is it nice to see sometimes when that defense leads directly to offense like that?
Oh, 100%. And we just feed off each other. Like, I'm pretty sure it was Jada that got that first steal, and then Milani got one, and then I got one. And then everyone's running and trying to get back down there to help each other out. And it's just really fun to be a part of.
And you forced 70 turnovers in 2 games against San Jose State. Like, what is it about the way they play that makes them susceptible to what you guys do?
There's a talent aspect a little bit there. Their guards are not as talented as some of the other point guards in the Mountain West, but their posts are really talented. There's kind of give or take there, but their guards have always been like an emphasis for us. Since their posts are so good, we have to force their guards to turn it over before they get the chance to get it into the post.
Okay. And have you looked at the standings to kind of pay attention to?
Yes, I have.
What do you see as kind of the best case scenario at this point?
Anything that's not on the UNLV side of the bracket, I think we're perfectly fine with. We've proven we can play with New Mexico. We've proven we can play with Wyoming, and those are the second to third and fourth top teams in the conference. So right now I'm just hoping opposite side of UNLV so we don't run into them in the second round.